Welcome back to the Bumper Breakfast. We're discussing the place of Lagos women. Today is just basically the place of women in Lagos politics. And I have joining us on the Bumper Breakfast one of the voices in Lagos, one of the female voices consistently have been speaking for a long time. I'm talking about Honorable Fateema Mohammed Ogunkola. She's from the Ifakojaye Federal Constituency, and she's been in politics for at least 2 decades. So yes, she knows how it works, what has been happening, and what should happen next. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let me first of all start obtaining your hearing. It is not going back with you.
That's not a problem.
Okay.
Are you saying that on national TV?
Oh, yeah, I'm saying it's on national TV.
Wow.
Do your hand.
Okay, my wedding bag.
No, I don't want this one. It's not this one. It's that one that I want. Auntie Nka, why must you be this big? You cannot. People like us who have tiny hands, our hands everything used to just follow. All right.
But I must say you're looking good.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You're not looking bad as well.
Thank you.
No stealing of aunties. No obtaining of aunties. I used to warn her whenever we come on Bumper Breakfast with ladies that she remains my auntie, they remain my big auntie. So I stay in the middle so that Yinkakenny does not cross over to do obtaining. It's a pleasure having
Being
you.
in politics as a woman for the past 2 decades is quite a while, and I must say that it would have been so challenging.
Very challenging.
The good, the bad, and the ugly, the marginalizations and everything. Yeah.
Are you painting a bad picture?
No, we cannot.
She's been real.
We cannot.
Is it that bad?
Oh, yeah, it is really bad.
Oh?
Have you ever had any female governor in Lagos State?
No, in Nigeria. Let's just...
No. We're talking women in politics in Lagos.
I just know.
So let us, let's leave it locally
So
first.
if it happens in Lagos, it can happen elsewhere?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Really?
They say that Lagos is the center of excellence.
I agree with you.
And then you find that a lot of places, they're using Lagos as a prototype. So
Definitely.
if peradventure we have the first female governor in Lagos State, you would find out that most states will begin to emulate.
So
Yes, we would break the jinx.
Can we now start from there now, Tomisin? What do you think is still the problem? Because I think that
is wrong with Lagos politics.
No, you see, I want to believe that we should have long gone past that
level.
That level, yes.
That era. So what do you think is still the problem? What is it that we are supposed to be doing as women that we are not doing? Or what do you think that the political parties are supposed to be doing
for women and
for
that they're
women?
not doing? Basically, I think women, we are a problem.
Are we
It's
still
not
at
the
that
men.
junction?
We are still at that
because
junction.
I am of a school of
We are
thought that
still
it
at
seems
that
as if
junction.
we're going
See,
beyond that.
The thing is, Fateema is a realist. She says it just the
As
way
it is. And for someone who has been there. So let's
You
listen
find
to
out
you.
that a lot of women are still so involved in patriarchy. Women who have what it takes, who can do it. But there are some men, for whatever reasons, maybe they are godfathers, maybe they are probably sleeping with them, for whatever reasons. And then they have misplaced loyalty, and before you know it, they begin to speak against the woman. Who is that voice that can speak above a whisper? So they shut you up. So the very first problem we have in Lagos politics, I'm talking Lagos, and I'm not, generalizing, is the fact that we women were still our problem. So we have to break patriarchy. It is only at the junction where we can break that we can assert ourselves and begin to speak above whispers.
So what can we do now?
No. Before we have so much time. I don't want to go straight to what can we do. You just said we embrace patriarchy.
Oh yes, we embrace.
Is it the upbringing? Is it the system? Is it society? What exactly has put so much of patriarchy in our system?
I was, I did a video about 2 days ago, and I have a YouTube channel that I talk about homes, and I say that charity begins at home. Upbringing is key.
Okay.
Mothers, when you're raising your girl children, imbibe and inculcate into them this attitude of, I am more than enough. Be bold, be assertive, speak up. I am a total package. Let the mentality of the girl child be such that I am enough. I am not small before a man. A man is my equal. Oh yes, men are the head. But the
In the
neck that
home?
stabilizes the head, wherever. In the home, the man is the head of that home. But have you ever seen a head functioning without the neck?
Definitely not.
Only the neck stabilizes the head. So it is what it is. It is first inculcating, this the strength of a woman in your girl child. So it starts from there. And then the society. The society has tamed those women so badly.
I like the word tame.
Oh yes.
Oh,
they tamed
like what
us.
animals that need to be
Oh,
kept
like
in
what
the
animals
house.
that need to be kept. And I tell people all the time we have religious inhibitions, cultural inhibitions, so many things. I'm from the north. The average northern mentality is.
Did you grow up in Lagos?
Oh yes, I grew up here.
Okay.
Is that women should, don't be heard, just be saying, just be quiet. When the men are talking, stand behind
Quiet.
and just take your place, be mute. So the society has tamed us women, and that's why what I think we should be doing more now.
Isn't religion also one of the culprits?
That's why I said religious, inhibitions, because you have a lot of religious jargons that they put into us and makes the girl child. For them, they're humbling us. For them, they're saying, submissiveness, and they're
It's a
taking this
virtue.
submissiveness,
They say it's a virtue.
being a virtue. They're taking it wrongly. You can submit without being a fool. I tell people that when you tell somebody go to hell, you should say it so sweetly that they look forward to the trip. So you can drive
She has
home
the
your
skill.
point.
She has the skill.
Still being submissive or being assertive. That's the difference. So it is what I think.
But then they say
we should be
women are
doing
teaching
now.
rebellion. I mean, I know so many men are on the other side of this TV this morning. They say, Tomisin, you have started again. You're teaching these women
That's not
rebellion.
true.
Because let's start from the secondary school.
Yes.
We had a competition here, and we said nominate girls who are senior prefects, female
Senior prefects in schools.
in schools, and let's give them a gift. And when they brought, somebody had to say, what about the boys? Okay, we said, okay, no wahala, we'll bring in one boy. But then when I spoke with one or two of the prefects that were nominated, there were just about 3 girls in the entire 15 prefects. So they'll have the health prefect is a girl, the senior girl is a girl, and maybe the cleanliness or whatever they call it.
Health.
So it's more like you have restricted from the
Tamed.
secondary school, tamed.
Tamed.
And then one of the girls was here. She was the winner. We gave her the gift here. And I said to her, I said, when you leave a secondary school, would you like to go into politics here at the higher institution level? She said, like. She just did, like, I'm telling you, on national television. This was what she did. She just went to the side.
That's why I used the word tamed.
So you're looking at a problem that has started. And you're saying when we bring up our girls, these girls are already brought up. They're already teenagers. They're
For
already
the ones
high
that are
institution.
teenagers,
What are we going to do?
you start the process of trying to reorientate them. I do a lot of reorientating girls. I do a lot of speaking to them again. I try and re-energize, some virtues and values into them. I used to have this program, when I started politics a while back. It's called the Better Life Options. This is for girls, in secondary school, maybe in the university 1 year, 2, who got pregnant. And, because of that pregnancy, they became shattered. And they didn't see a reason to want to continue, to get an education, whether it is formal or whatever it is. And they just felt useless. So I started the Better Life Options. And for me, it was changing their mindset. I started the reorientation. After that, I started re-energizing them, telling them, see, dropping out of school is not the end of the world. You can pick up again. You can become somebody. I love to read a lot of books about women. You see, the problem that we have, basically as Nigerians, I'm saying Nigerians now, is we are mistaking gender equality for gender equity. Equality is some form of emancipation. I'm trapped. I'm trapped.
You know,
I need to go out. Break out. I need to free myself. Equity is just.
Accountable.
Equity is saying, put me
At par.
That's it.
So the people who are the ones propagating the gospel are the ones who got it wrong.
They got it wrong. And unfortunately, some women, you know, have already put in their head the reason to, oh, it is equality. Equality is some form of emancipation. What are you emancipating yourself from? You're not in chains.
And you're not in slavery.
You're loose. You're not a slave.
But a lot of women, you know, I beg to disagree.
Yes.
From your point of view, a lot of women are in chains. A lot of women are in
their homes.
They are really in slavery.
Thank
a
you,
lot of
madam.
women.
Let me now correct that impression.
A lot of women, they are under bounds.
Who put them in
their
bondage?
homes.
Who put them in slavery?
No, I want you to
The
even
society.
No, it's a thing of the mind.
No,
That's why I talk about changing their orientation.
Yeah, I solely agree with you on that.
Thank you. Listen, you can only be in slavery as long as your mind permits that. Some people will say, I'm not happy in my marriage. My husband doesn't make me happy. Hello.
Are you happy about yourself?
Happiness is
Personal.
inbuilt. Talk to yourself. The confidence. Assert yourself. Re-energize yourself. It's about you. No single individual can make anyone happy.
No. You see, as much as I do agree to the fact that no single individual can make, but you can have an atmosphere that will enhance your
happiness.
I agree with you. Let me create it.
The reason I will continue to say that the society, and when I say society, it goes back to the religious society,
yes,
to the tribe, cultural, and everything,
yes.
society as a whole. Because let me put myself as a case study. I tell you, I'm somebody right from my youth that life taught me a lot of things, and I've learned I learned to be independent in so many ways. Unfortunately, I got married, but to the wrong person. You see, unfortunately, I was entangled in the religious setting. So as much
you couldn't leave.
Yes, so as much as I would, psych myself up, I would do things, but I was just not in that right atmosphere. And look, and at the end of the day, I had, a lot of shortcomings. Although I was excelling, but but the rate at which I was excelling was, it wasn't
compared to
exactly, because
at
one point you will just go up, you will come down,
and then you come again.
Exactly, you just
because you're not stable psychologically.
That's it. So, cut a long story short, I let myself lose.
Thank you.
And I'm telling you,
who lets you lose?
Hold on. Who
lets you lose?
I let myself lose. But I need to finish that story for her because there is a way people tell their stories that really do not tell you what they should be saying.
Yes.
I let myself lose when I almost died in the situation.
Thank you.
So it got to a point, which is what I want to do.
That breaking point when you say, you know what? No more.
That's it. But before you get to that point,
yes,
you are held bound by the society.
Thank you, my darling. That's why what we are propagating right now is change your perception. I tell people, if your church cannot change you, change your church. See, salvation is a personal race.
It is.
Who has died and gone to heaven and come back to tell us what happened there? Study to show yourself approved. Precept upon precept. It's a personal thing. It's not what your pastor is saying. That's why people think.
No, people do what pastors are saying.
That's why I'm saying that
worse.
perception is everything. People say, Fateema is some people say, Fateema is rebellious. Some people will say Fateema is
their opinion.
That's it. Some people, you see, it's whatever opinion or perception that you decide to have about me is your opinion, but it is a right. You can have it. I can change your perception about me. That's why I keep talking about reorientating people's perception. Let them know that if you're in a marriage that is not working, I love homes, I love marriages, my darling sister, if it is not working, please take your things and live in peace. I am not one of those mothers that would encourage my daughter, I don't want them to talk. I don't care what anybody.
You don't have a room in this house anymore. My doors are shut.
No. Why do I want to bury my daughter? Because I want to conform to the society.
No. Because I want her to keep the title of being a Mrs. But I don't want her to talk
let's
about
go
marriage.
back.
What has been
I want
a
to talk
Mrs. done
about
to anybody?
I want to talk about politics, and I don't want us to get because.
So let's deviate.
Let's go back.
Yes.
Women participate largely in politics,
Yes.
especially in Lagos. Oh, they are the singing people.
Everyone.
Oh, they are the dancing people. Oh, they are the hailing people.
And
it's
really,
quite
they are the
life
the
of
voting,
the voting
people.
people. Now, it's quite preposterous. It's quite insulting
Thank you.
to me as a person.
Please add the word pathetic.
And very pathetic
Thank
that at the end of the day they go through this process of
And get
canvassing
funds.
for people, and then somebody gives them 500 naira, and they do not feel that 500 naira given to them is an insult. As a matter of fact, they feel it is a right.
Thank you. You see, that's what I'm
Who
saying.
enslaved us? Is it not us?
Us. Perception is everything. I don't know, some things, maybe it is just who Fateema is. I don't know how I can give any living being 500 naira. When I started politicking, it took a long while. I tell people that politics is not something that you just bump into, back, and then you go and say, oh, I want to contest for an elective. Relax, learn the ropes. I got into politics in 1999. The very first attempt at contesting for, any elective post was 2016. It was a by-election.
99, 2006,
2016.
2016.
And I think it took a long time for me to learn, see what it is, what would I accept.
Oh, so you were even willing to learn?
Oh, yeah. You see, I tell people that they take people from wherever, some godfathers, some connections, and then they say, oh, I want you to be commissioner. It's okay, these are just appointments. And then from being a commissioner, you don't even know the electorate, you're not a grassroots person. And you spring up from nowhere and they say, oh, come and contest. I tell people that this toga of honorable, what is it about? When you ask me, I say, my name is Fateema. This honorable that you have chosen to put, it doesn't mean anything to me. It is, what do you have embedded on the inside of you? What are you giving? How much of value are you adding to the system? Politics is beyond, I want to make some noise. You must leave an impression in the hearts of the electorate. That's why most of what I do, I'm very gender sensitive. I'm gender biased. I speak for women, and I dare to speak above whispers. I don't care whose horse is God. I would take my stand with any woman any day. The reason is because this society has been very unfair to us.
Exactly.
I keep using the word tamed. We've been tamed. You have situations when they say this particular man is angry with you because you are not conforming. I know people who are angry with me in my constituency because I refuse to give them my money. It is my money, and I've said I would rather use it to do something
for the people
in the community rather than give you the money to spend. But because that is the sort of politics
that
they
we
are
play.
used to. That is the sort of politics that they play. They say you must go, cap in hand, worship their majesty. I am not a proud person. I'm principled. But I tell people all the time that absolute power comes from God. It is Him that chooses who He enthrones and who He dethrones. I have a lot of political mentors. I keep saying all the time that, well, I'm still learning, it's a process. But Fateema would not, at any point in time, drop her values or whatever she believes in just because she wants to attain any political position. I was speaking somewhere yesterday, I told them, I said, I haven't had a political position. And when I came into my constituency, we had about 4 or 6 boreholes. Last week I commissioned number 20 borehole. I've dug 20 with my finances. For me, I told them, I said, it's about ensuring that governance is doable and achievable to the common man. I'm not an elitist politician. I am a grassroots politician. When you put me in the midst of governors and co, it's so difficult for me. But put me with the orogers, with the plantain sellers, I feel at home. I can relate because I understand where they're coming from. I was trying to educate them. Sometimes I wondered when we're going to dig the 20th borehole, and say, hey, politicians, they have come again. I say, hey, come back here. I said, when people in the ruling party who are in power, when they come and do such things, it is your money. But when somebody who's never been in power, who's contested an election, who was cheated, whose mandate was stolen, says, I am not tired, then there's a focus. For me, it is about the people. That's why everything I do, I say, my people, my priority.
But then, don't the women that should now come out and say, is our sister, or it should be ownership?
Yes,
the women should come and say, she's our person. Put you in the middle and say, let's support. But they're the very same people who talk
patriarchy. That's it.
So
some people know that I don't
linked.
have what it takes to thrive here. But you have some people that you're giving peanuts. Men who wants to use you against another woman. Sometimes women even use themselves against women. Jealousy, so many other things. You know that.
Are we still at that point of jealousy?
Unfortunately, we are.
Then we
I
have
told
a long
them
way
yesterday
to go.
when I had a meeting with some people, I said, each year I give scholarships. Last year it was 400 jam. I'm doing 500 this year. And I have, a lot of students on scholarship. And every time I go on their WhatsApp group and I see their progress, that's more than being a member of the House of Rep for me. It's more than being president. I see me replicating virtue. I see me replicating strength. And I keep telling them, I said, this that I have done to you, graduate and do it again to the next generation. So I'm impacting lives. I'm putting myself on the line. Say, I want to change destinies. I want to give you a new lease of life. These things mean so much to me beyond the toga of honorable, beyond the toga of she's in the House of Reps, she's the Senate President. That is not to say that I do not have, my ambitions. My ambitions are intact. But look at me very well, my darling sisters. You're sitting next to the first female vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I say it all the time. Wait for it. The appointed time is coming. It would happen. And I will be the very first female vice president of this great nation.
And I look forward to that.
So that's why I said, keep a picture that you take with me every time I tell you. Keep it. So on the day of my swearing, say, yes, she said it. Right. We're going to do it together, trust me.
All right. So, before, because I know that our time is fast, right? I just want, because we cannot wrap up this discussion without, because we've always talked about women against women, blah, 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 blah.
Women for women.
But I feel that we should, be getting out of all of this. So, are you telling me that there is almost nothing that can be done
until we do the orientation?
We'll keep reorientating ourselves. You see, it's a learning process. We keep the learning curve on. We keep learning.
Then we keep maybe we keep empowering ourselves, because having mingled with a lot of women, I realized that at times most of the times, not even the times, when women do not have the power, the financial strength, the economical strength, they tend to, because we are emotional, yes, beings. You have the children there. The man can look away and go if the children decide to eat or not.
It still comes down to orientation. I say that a wife of no impact is a wife of no value. I tell my women every day. That's why I just finished 600 women empowerment. Empower a woman. You have empowered an entire nation. We do the bulk of the job. We will sing. We will dance. We'll tell our sons to paste posters. We'll force our husbands to go and take voters' card and vote. At the end of the day, what do we get? Peanuts.
But you see, let me end this segment with a story. One day I was going out I do community reports from time to time, and I got to this particular community in Ogun State, boundary Lagos, Ogun State, and we were talking house to house. How long has your road been like this? How come we don't have a drainage? And all that. And this woman wanted to talk. I looked at her face. She kept looking at my face, and the man was talking, if anybody, leave us alone. We don't care. And the government, they will come, they will promise. And there is a pastor down the road that fixes the road. But the pastor should stop doing it. They say if he's doing it, he's using the destiny of their children to grade this road. The woman kept looking at me like she wanted to talk. And I turned to her when the man was done. And I said, Mommy, elderly woman, she should be like 50, in her 50s minimum. And I said, Mommy, kill a vessel. What do you want to say? She said, you want to say, kill a vessel, kill a vessel, kill a wallet, not a vessel. And you're looking at a woman who is over the age of 50. She said,
You just told the story of why I joined politics. This particular scenario built up this anger in me, and I said, you can't keep shutting women up.
Even
that's why I came into politics.
So I had to find her. I said, that's her husband. And the second wife